You know how you be trying to get your body right by the summertime? The ones of y'all, so not everybody's ready to date, but the ones that are ready to date, I'm gonna help y'all get your mind right for dating. Hi y'all. I feel like it's been a minute since I did one of these. But I think I might make this into a little bit of a series. Wine Talks with Diamond. Okay. Because I gotta get some of y'all right. Because I've been in some of y'all positions and I feel like it's only right to give it back. And we're gonna talk about some things, y'all. We're gonna talk about some things. So, you know how you be trying to get your body right by the summertime? The ones of y'all, so not everybody's ready to date, but the ones that are ready to date, I'm gonna help y'all get your mind right for dating. So while you're working on that body, go ahead and play this so you can be working on two things at one time. I don't know about you, I think that sounds good. So you see the title. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right in because I don't want to make these videos long, because some of y'all with those short attention spans, I probably got like 5 minutes with you before you start, tuning me out a little bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get right to it. So go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. While I'm dropping these wine talks with Diamond, I'm gonna also do some like positivity talks. I love doing those here and there probably, and I'm gonna keep rolling out some vlogs too. So yeah. Tonight, this strawberry wine, y'all, side note, is fire by, I think it's by Menage a Trois. It's so good. Tonight we're gonna talk about one thing that may be hindering you from finding success with love. And it's something that I myself had to go through, because I didn't know at the time that I was my own obstacle. I was thinking, oh, like once I had started dating, oh, I'm healed, I've got it together. There's something wrong with these dudes out here, because ladies, this video is for you, and dudes, it's also for you too, because it goes both ways. This is not gender specific. I feel like a lot of us do this and we just may not notice it, right? So I'm here putting that mirror in your face. It may be difficult for you to hear some of this stuff, but just stay with me. So one thing I find, before you go out and start dating, before you really start looking for that potential person for yourself, right? You have to do the work and identifying if you've let go of your resentment to your past experiences in love, if you've let go of that type of energy on yourself. Because sometimes you don't even know. I remember before I met my man, I was going out on dates, I was talking to different people, and I didn't realize until this one guy, he had told me, so we had been dating for a little bit, and I really liked this guy. And he had told me before we stopped talking that he had felt this energy on me of me just not being over my past and my expectations from my past. So I had been in a long-term relationship. I had expectations tied to that long-term relationship. I'm like, okay, me and that guy, we had been together for a while. I'm like, okay, so this is gonna lead to something. That's what I had in my head. And so after that situation ended and I was going out on dates, this person had told me I had this energy of like, I don't want to say, because it's even hard for me to say, even now with my child, the pride, honey. But like this desperate type of energy. And I was like, desperate? I don't know who you're talking about, but not me. Okay. And so at the time I was offended, right? But that feedback ended up being very helpful for me, because it made me do this inner look at myself of, okay, how am I approaching dating? Am I approaching it with, okay, I hope something works out with it, but if it doesn't, then I'm gonna be okay? Am I putting too much energy into it because of my past? Am I bringing past stuff, past emotions into something that is supposed to be, hopefully, my future? And so I say all of that to say, don't go looking for love with the wrong energy. Don't go looking for love out of desperation. If you're in a place of desperation, hit pause. Go ahead and delete those dating apps. And do some more work on yourself. That could take a couple weeks. That could take a couple months. For some people, it could take a couple years. But do it. Because what you don't want to go and do is end up just taking and settling for anything out of desperation. Having this lens on of, oh, I have to make this work. Oh, I have to. Calm down. Calm down. It'll come. It'll happen. And also, one big thing that helped me, I forgot what it was called. I did a video about this like a few years ago too. It's still on my page, on my YouTube channel, about reciprocal positivity or something to that sort. Just really believing what it is that you, really believing what it is that you desire. So if you desire to be in a relationship, just talking to yourself like, when I'm in a relationship, or say like you see something, if you're scrolling on IG or something and you see something that looks cool, like a cool future date idea or something, think to yourself like, oh, when I'm in a relationship, it'll be nice for me to do this with my partner. Oh, this restaurant, like say you go to a restaurant and you really like it. Oh, it'll be exciting when I have my partner, for me and my partner to go to this restaurant. Like, start saying those things, start believing those things, and that it can happen for you, and it will happen for you. Something that used to drive me crazy, this friend I had, she would always say that she wanted love, and I would tell her, it'll happen for you. And her response was always, no, it won't. It won't happen for me. And I'm like, you've got to stop thinking that way. I know sometimes it could be annoying to hear like, oh, be positive, be positive, be positive, oh, what'll happen. But if you don't really believe that, it won't happen. Like, people always trip me out. If you don't think something is going to happen, why are you upset when it's not happening? If you don't think it's going to happen, it just won't happen. That's fact. That is true in my world. That's fact. So how is it any different if you start thinking positively? So stop approaching things with desperation and with this settling type of mind. You got to go into it with kind of like when you're doing a job, right? Doing a job interview. One thing that I believe in is they're not only interviewing you, you're interviewing them. You're trying to say, yeah, you may want that job, but don't be too desperate to challenge the interviewer. Don't be, or too afraid, or desperate. Don't be too desperate to challenge the interviewer. Don't be too desperate to make it known that I have options. Okay? Because you do. So while you're approaching dating this summer or going into this summer season, when y'all trying to be outside and trying to go on dates and look cute and all of that good stuff, or look handsome, whatever, flexing, all that, because you know y'all be doing that. That's the culture we in today, child. Okay? But for real, really think to yourself before you go on these dates. So before you go on the dates, before you take a woman out on a date, approach it with a positive mind. Like, I hope that this date goes well. But use it as an opportunity to get a feel for the person. Figure out if this person is worth investing time into. And not just, oh, I want somebody. Because that way you avoid ignoring yellow flags, red flags, incompatibilities, whatever it is. Because that's how people end up getting in relationships. And then 2-3 years later, they're like, me and this person aren't even on the same page. Like, I want children, he doesn't. I want marriage, he never does. I believe in buying real estate, he doesn't. He believes in renting the rest of his life. Or she believes in being an overspender, and I'm someone that's frugal. Like, we're just like, this is not even compatible, or whatever it is, the incompatibility. That's how you avoid that, because eventually one day, the honeymoon phase, it ends. It does. And you want to make sure you didn't go into something out of desperation, and you want to make sure you don't go into something thinking or carrying energy from your past relationship, like that brokenness, and presenting that to people that you're going on dates with, because they will pick up on it. And then when you're going on date 3, 4, 5, whether it's with the same person or a different person, and then potentially they ghost you, you're wondering what happened. And it's because they picked up on it, or they may stay around and they just may take advantage of you. And that's the thing that you don't want, because it's not fun. I've been there. I did that. Well, that's a story from the design trial. But y'all, I wasn't even planning on talking about this, to be honest. I was gonna talk about something completely different, but that's just where the conversation went. I don't know if it's the wine. I don't know what it is, but I felt like somebody needed to hear that. It sounds so simple, but a lot of y'all don't even realize you're doing it. So go ahead. Once again, I'm gonna go ahead and say it again. Hit that like button, that notification button. Yeah, drop a comment. Are you potentially coming at people with an energy that you may not realize? Like, are you willing to hold that mirror to yourself? I want to know that in the comments. And guys, girls, when you've gone on dates, right? I want to hear from y'all, because someone else could probably use that information too. But I'm just curious to know, have you had those type of experiences where you may not have known that you were presenting a type of energy to someone, and they told you about yourself, and you may have been like, who are you talking to? But then you realize later on that they were right. Or have you been on the receiving end of someone presenting a desperate energy to you? Or, yeah, just like a desperate energy to you, or a type of, or like something that they were holding on to, and you could just tell they were just holding on to something from their past, and you were like, I'm not even gonna get involved with this. I want to hear from that side of things too, because I'm curious about that. How did you know this is someone that you may not need is it something that they said? Is it a question they asked you? Were they being tight, like kind of clingy, and y'all had just started dating, maybe blowing up your phone? What was it that made you feel like, I have to ghost this person, or I have to, I'm like, you may have liked the person, but you felt like, you know what, they're still handling things from a past relationship or a past situationship, whatever it was, and they need to do some more work. And I'm not in the market for that. So I want to hear that too. All right, y'all, I'm gonna finish off this glass of wine, and I'll check in with y'all later.